Hey everybody, this is Retro Handhelds 24. I'm a new channel and I'm just filming all the handhelds, or most of the handhelds that I own so far. This is thanks to a lot of YouTubers that I follow. They really have changed my life ever since the pandemic with this hobby. And today I just want to go over some handhelds that I do have. As you can see, we'll start here. I do have the Neo Pocket Air. This one is pretty awesome. Self-explanatory. If you don't know, this one has an OLED screen. It came out a couple years ago. The processor on it's okay. It's nothing great at this point, but I mean it gets the job done. Switch emulation and all that, it varies, but for the most part, you know, it was the first of its kind in this hobby, especially with the OLED screen. What I use it mostly, or what I have been using it mostly, was for streaming, because like I said, YouTube, there's lots of videos out there and how to do emulation and all that, and it's okay for the most part. But this little app right here, the PX Play, it's great for streaming from your PS5. If you own a PS5, definitely check it out. OLED screen, joysticks are kind of small, but if you add caps, makes a huge difference. D-pad on this is amazing. I'm getting the Pocket Evo today later, and that's a long story, but I was able to play with it before, and then I had to return it, and I'm getting it again today, hopefully fixed. But the D-pad on that is pretty good, but the one on here is by far one of the best D-pads, especially if you're playing any like platformer games or fighting games for that matter. The roll on it is amazing. It's very precise. It's a great D-pad. The buttons are kind of small. Other than that, it's cool because it's not too big. It's kind of smaller. And like I said, it's got OLED screen, gets pretty bright. I mean, that's just not even, that's a little more than halfway. If I could get it to go. Oh, that's the fan. Turn that off. Yeah. Let's see. There you go. Yeah, it gets really bright. You could get this now for like used, I would say no more than 200 bucks. And that's the 512 gigabyte, which I recommend because again, if you're going to pursue emulation or anything like that, you're going to definitely want that extra RAM. Storage is always a plus too. And then below that, we got the Retroid Pocket Mini. Now there's a lot of people that I guess have a problem with this device, or don't have a problem with this device. I think it's awesome, and I would only say like this color or the black model are like the colors that appeal to me personally. I do like the black and the red. I do like that off-white with the red on the Neo Pocket Air. My favorite color is blue, but this combo and that combo looks really good to me as well. But yeah, this one is pretty awesome for what it is. I mean, Android 13 just came out. I haven't installed it on here. I don't know if I want to because it erases everything. I got all my stuff pretty much set up on it. I mean, Yuzu is the old Yuzu because it's Android 10. But, I mean, for what you get for, these games work. Okay? All these games work. And for the most part, I think even these two games run like 50 frames per second if you have it like on 0.75 resolution, which is still pretty good. So it's almost playing like full speed. I'm sure with Android 13 it'll work a little better with a better fork of Yuzu, better drivers, but I don't know if I want to do all that. I mean, but Lime 3DS, like it's great. I mean, like I said, a lot of people are iffy because of the screen size and it's not that mini. I think it's pretty mini for what you're getting. It's very powerful even with Android 10, and it's OLED screen. Like, people shouldn't really complain about this device other than the price. And I'll agree with that. Like, 200 bucks, yeah, it's a little expensive. I got this with a coupon from, I think it's right, Retro Tech Dad and the Retro Handheld, yeah, it's Stubbs and all of them. They were doing some sort of coupon where it was like $60 off AliExpress if it's over $200. I quickly grabbed that coupon and applied it to this, and I got this with free shipping. It was $160. So to me, in my personal view, this right here for 160 bucks free shipping was like a steal. Because again, this device for what that price was, it's really hard to beat. Let's see. I mean, it can handle GameCube and PS2 pretty well. Really didn't find any problems with that. I don't play too many of those games anymore, but the ones I do love, I have on here. But the Retroid old launcher right here, this is like my go-to device for all my old school games. I got my favorites and then all my games. And again, the screen with the scaling, I know there's issues with shaders and all that, but it's OLED. I mean, if you just kind of work around it, it scales fine. It's like Castlevania looks awesome on this, especially like Nintendo games, NES games, with the black screen. It looks great. I love it. I wouldn't sell this for at least another 2 or 3 years. If I needed to, I'd sell it, but by then there should be a better device. You know how it goes. You get one, it's great. 6 months later, something better comes out. A year later, something for sure comes out that's better, and then you're like, with a lower price, you're like, okay, now it's time to maybe let this one go and move on to the next. But I feel like if you could get this under $200, it's well worth it. The Retroid Pocket 5, I wasn't a big fan of it, only because the joystick on bottom. And I get it, because it's Retroid, it's focused on old school games. 16:9, bigger screen, 2 gigs more RAM. Yeah, that's great. Great. And you could do a lot with it, especially with Winlater at this point. I guess you could run a lot of games you wouldn't expect on a device like this. And that's awesome. I'm loving the community and how far they go. Especially one of the guys I follow is T-Retro, sorry. He's really cool. He posts a video every day about how to like install different kinds of like drivers to get better optimization, especially on a lower power device. And he's taken the Odin II to like a whole nother level with just trying like Winlater and all kinds of like games and even Linux, trying to get PS3 running. So I think the community is great. And for lower power ended devices, this is one of my favorite, especially with the price that I pay for it. It's pretty awesome. And then moving on, we got this big boy. This is the Lenova Legion Go, the 2025 one. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, the 16 gigs RAM, 512, no SD card slot. Keep that in mind. So you cry once, you will definitely cry again because you can't add any more storage to it. However, that's fine. You know, I got portable hard drives, and if I need to move stuff, delete stuff, that's fine. But let's see. First Switch, like these games run really well. Granted, there's no like cooling on it, like fan wise. It's like an aluminum shell, so it does a different way of cooling. And I'm not gonna lie, it does get kind of warm. And it's got like a setting where you can boost the frame rate. Here, I'll show you. Like this Mickey Mouse game, or Epic Mickey whatever, this thing was impossible to get running. But see, I'm in like the max mode, and see how it turns up the clocks, and then boom, look at this. I got my little stats up there. Alright, don't want to get copyright. Let's turn it off. Anyways, this thing is awesome. And yeah, you can attach a controller to it, which I did. And that's fun too. I mean, it's huge. Like, look at this thing. There's the Steamdeck, right? And it's way bigger than the Steamdeck. You know, but you get a big 8.8-inch LCD screen, which is, it's a very nice screen. It's not OLED, but it's very nice. My advice to you on this one is wait a couple months, because this will go on sale more on AliExpress. It's also shipping globally now, so you could pay the standard price, which is like $500+ for the max version, which is the one I got. I got on AliExpress. This is the Chinese version. With some workaround, you can change everything to English, and I got it on sale for just $500 with free shipping. So still expensive. Am I gonna keep it? I don't know. It's an amazing, because it's, you know, it's more powerful than my phone. It's Snapdragon Gen 3, 8 Gen 3, 16 gigs of RAM. I'm trying to push as much as I can, but I'm just having a hard time finding things to do it. So streaming, download speeds are pretty good on it. You can stream fine. I mean, this is the Ultra Razer Kishi thing controller. What I love about this is everything's micro switches. That click is just, I don't know if you can hear it. It's awesome. It's awesome. D-pad rolls, awesome. Ooh yeah, all those buttons are awesome. Joysticks, as you can see, they're basically full joysticks, awesome. But when you pick this up, like even me, like it's like I'm working out right now. It's heavy. But nevertheless, I do like it. I am glad that I got it. I'll try to do more testing with it, see what else I could do besides switch. The hot thing now is Winlator. This should be able to handle Winlator pretty well, since the amount of RAM I have on this is more than any other Android device I have. Oh, I shouldn't say more, but it was at the time the most I had. But it's cool. Wait for it to go on sale, because I'm sure the Elite version will be coming out this year, probably in a month or two, when it just reamp it, version 3, where it's got the 8 Elite, and that chip's supposed to handle Winlator even better, basically almost, let's say 720, but you get like Cyberpunk running if you got enough RAM on it. So that chip is exciting. Can't wait for that to be in more devices to play with, other than like the ROG Ally phone, I think it is. They got it, but I think it's like $1,000. No thanks. Anyways, and then the Logitech GCloud. You know, this is the weakest device I have, but it's like one of the best devices I have. Nothing special. You know, as you can see, all I use this for is streaming. That's it. Now my Wi-Fi is pretty good. I get 1200 down, 40 up. You know, I'm not streaming from a computer. I'm just streaming from PS5. I don't have an Xbox, but I have the cloud gaming, which works very well as well. Hopefully that gets better, especially when Gears E-Day comes out. Oh Lord, can't wait. But it's great. I mean, the screen is beautiful. I just got one of my buddies to purchase this. I shouldn't say got him to purchase this. He got this for a Christmas gift, I guess, and he was playing with it. I told him to get this app because he has a PlayStation. Told him about Moonlight because he has a nice computer. Just use it for that. Don't try emulating on this because it's not really meant for that. But as you can see, this is the Logitech GCloud. No built-in cooling, just a thin tablet. And it works well. You know, its screen is awesome. 60 hertz screen. It's not OLED, it's LCD, but it's very bright and colorful, so it's great. I like it. Do I want to sell it? No. I definitely want to keep this. Because besides the screen and the battery life, the ergonomics, like not too many devices have these huge bumps on them, and they're rigid too. So it's good grip. It feels very comfortable, and that's going to be a topic for another conversation, because Coming up, I'm going to show you the portal. And the portal, I'll just show you right now. See the portal right here, this is the Odin. I got this the other day. This thing's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let me turn up the screen brightness. Oh yeah. This is the OLED. Now, I'll get to that in a minute because I want to go about Odin tools, because that works on this. And a lot of people, I see a lot of reviews coming out here about this, and no one's talking about this. All right, it's an OLED screen, right? And the reason why it looks so super saturated is because I turned up the saturation on this. All right, and to me that looks amazing. Like the more color, the better. And OLED, like you're gonna get those deep blacks, obviously. Like that chrome is, we're gonna come back to focus. Okay, that chrome, we're gonna come back to that because I'll show you what it came stock versus how I tweaked it. You know, with the tool that's been out for over a year. Anyways, but yeah, Logitech GCloud. Definitely recommend. You could get this. I got this for under 200 bucks. No complaints. D-pad, yeah, it is what it is, but it feels great. It's great for shooters. Fighting games, you could get used to it. The buttons are awesome. The joysticks, they're not like fully tall, but they have a great range of motion. And they're better than like Nintendo Switch joysticks. They're just like a step below like actual joysticks, and that will bring us to the Steamdeck. This is a Steamdeck OLED. Yeah, this was a pricey guy. I didn't buy it new. I bought it used. But I paid a lot. It wasn't like $500, but it was close to it at the time when I bought it. And it's just awesome. Like, as you can see, the first thing that pops up is PS Play because I was using it to stream. Streaming on an x86 handheld, I don't know what it is, but probably the screen resolution, maybe that's why. This, like, latency and, like, when you stream and stuff, kind of gets a little blurry if you, like, do this and you, like, turn and just go in a circle. Everything kind of gets blurry. This doesn't. And I asked Russ from Retro Game Corp about it. I never got a response, but that's okay. He's a busy guy. But this streaming is amazing. I don't know what it is. I think it's because it's a lower resolution. It's not 1080p. Maybe that's why it comes out more crisp. But it looks better. This is by far the best thing that looks for streaming on all the devices have. Even the Odin Portal looks amazing. But the clarity on this, it's hard to beat. Like, and I don't know why. But the streaming is awesome on this. Obviously, it's Steamdeck, so you could play other things. Let's go to home. Let's see here. Yeah, I got the 2 PS plays on there. The old version and the new version. I was playing Blade Chimera. I got that, but I also bought it for Nintendo so I could dump it on my other devices because that was just a demo. It was free. I just wanted to check it out because I was hyped for that game. It's awesome. This game is awesome too. It hasn't come out yet. But once it does, I'm going to be purchasing that. And the stuff I got on here, it's nothing great. You know, just your basic popular games, just everyone else has played. Not much on here, you know, because, you know, I got a PS5, so it's hard. There's certain games, more like they say, indie games for the Steam Deck. I get it, and I would agree, because it's not the most powerful thing. But when you use it for streaming, it's amazing. When you use it for the hardware and games, you're gonna be sacrificing frame rates and resolution. It's already a lower resolution screen, so you gotta pick and choose what you want to do with it. I like it for streaming. I really do. I like it for the indie games I could download and play because, you know, it's amazing. The controls on here cannot be beat. The ergonomics cannot be beat. This is like a Skull & Co. Grip here. I think, yeah. The back buttons, I mean, where they're placed for running. I don't like pushing down on my joysticks. That's my dog over there. Kiki Diki. The joystick, it didn't make sense when I first got this, but when I started using it, I was like, wow, if I was into Call of Duty or something, or any shooter games, this is how you want to play. because everything's so close together. To switch to something, or to, you know, you gotta move your thumb, it's easier to move right to left than down and go quickly back to aiming. You can't be a mouse and a keyboard, but I mean, it's just, you can't beat those controls. It's very comfortable, heavy, but very comfortable. And then we're going to move around to the Odins. This is the first Odin I got, the Odin II Pro. As you can see, I like that background because I got it on most of my devices. And then the first thing shows is the Odin tools, right? 60 hertz screen, as you can see, the ghosting, it's there. Do I care? No, because I didn't care. I mean, I care now because I've got the Odin portal, and you can see the difference basically from doing this. Like, everything else you don't really notice, especially in games or streaming or emulating. You don't really notice it, but there's people out there that I know that can notice it, so it kind of sucks. But as you can see, that chrome, that's why I keep going back to this, is the color on that looks so much better than it does stock. And you know, PX Play, I reset this one because there was just too much junk on here, so I factory reset it and just put on my streaming service, the PX Play, and I think, yeah, Game Pass, and speed test. It's always good. Like these, okay, so I got two Odin 2s. I know, I'm disgusting. One, because blue is, again, my favorite color. Two, the white, you know, it can't be beat. What's cool about this one, though, is that, let's see, take off this cap here. So, I bought these off Etsy. They're full-size Xbox joysticks, because, you know, you can just pop them off, right? What's cool, though, it's kind of rigged. Sorry about my nails, I need to trim them, but I was doing a lot of taking stickers off and actually needed them, but I know that's gross, I gotta trim them. What's cool about these is that they're clear. So if you're ever interested and you got, like, you know, Odin or something, Retroid Pocket, because they're all the same, you turn on your LEDs and it's cool. Check it out. Whatever, just turn on. Nope, not that one. That one. And it lights up. Thought that was pretty cool. Other than that, though, I mean, with the grips, it's amazing. It's way easier when you have a bigger cap and you put your thumb on. Like, I was using this primarily for all my streaming because, one, it's comfortable. Obviously, it's the Odin II. And then, two, Odin II has Wi-Fi 7. So I figured that would help with streaming, and it does. But again, it doesn't compare to the Steamdeck's clarity. I don't know why. If you guys know, let me know. I think it's because it has a lower resolution screen. That could be it. But mobility, moving around, you notice how more clear it's on this than even on this. Like Black Myth Wukong, awesome game. One of my favorite, probably the favorite game of 24. It's still, like, not as clear. It's clear, but when you're turning around, running in a circle, build up stamina. If you unlock if you unlock the stamina suit, max it out, you can run and you can build up the sparks. I already totally forgot everything about that game, but as you run, you build up the momentum to do an ultimate attack. And every time I did that, I'd run in a circle ready for a fight to build it up, and I was like, man, it's so blurry. And then I would do the same on this one, and I could see everything clearly. And, you know, it can't go past 60 on PlayStation 5 because, you know, it's a PS5. It's not a computer, even if it's at 90 hertz screen. So it just still, regardless, looks better on the Steam Deck, which is weird. And then we have this guy, the Portal. Now, the Portal, I think, is worth every penny. If you didn't get it on Indiegogo, it's alright. You know what? It's not a big deal. It's going to be a little more expensive. But AYN is always reasonable with their prices. I think the reason why these two sold so well or so popular is because they never changed the prices and they just kind of kept them where they were at. And you really do get your bang for your buck for this. The Odin II Mini, it's cool. it's just too much money for a white version because it's the max to get something that, you know, you're only going to use this joystick. Oh, there, that's gone forever. You're going to use this joystick because you know, one moment. I want to get that before my dog eats it. Anyways, it's I figured it was too small because I was going to get that versus getting this. This was on sale actually at the time. So I got this at a cheaper price than I bought this one over the Odin Mini, just because I didn't care about the screen. I thought it was cool, super bright. Yeah, I'm never going to take it outdoors. Like, let's be honest, these things are way too expensive to take outdoors or get jacked or robbed or whatever. It's just the ergonomics didn't look appealing to me. Like, I figured you got no bump. How you gonna, your hand's gonna get cramped. If I'm gonna use it to stream or play Nintendo Switch, that's cool, but I'm, you know, I'm old. I'm gonna have to put on my glasses to see the screen because it's a smaller screen. And this is already, like, as people say, it's too small, 6-inch. So it's, why would I get something smaller that costs more money with the same amount of power and has technically better cooling? In fact, this one I found out has better cooling than the Portal. And in a video I just seen that the fan on here has less stuff covering the fan to get more airflow than the Portal, which I thought was interesting. I don't think it'll be something that's gonna impel performance, really. But I did find out, someone took it apart and showed it on YouTube, that it does have like a covering over the fan that has to do with the vibration motor. I was like, well, I'm not gonna take this brand new device apart just to, you know, take apart the motor. That makes no sense. Not yet, at least. I don't want to break these things apart. But this one, like, oh man, you just don't know. All right, so real quick, I'm gonna, because this video is way too long. Let's go here. So Odin II, right? I downloaded this when I first got it. I was like, maybe it'll work. And sure enough, I tested out with the back button, the home button. You know, you just click it once, it goes home, it worked. So I tried out saturation, and that worked. So right now I'm at 1.8. Let's turn it down. Here, I gotta do this where I can see the screen. Let's turn it down to 1, right? We'll save it. Now we'll go back home. And the best way I can describe it is like here. Yeah, because the lights. Okay. Well, as you can see, you see it there. Right. Now, go back. And then we go to saturation. And I'll turn it back up to 1.8, which is almost max, but I didn't want to go crazy because I don't know how this is going to affect the screen in the long run. We'll go back. This is for everyone that is getting this in the mail. Download Odin Tools, it works. And as you can see, it's way brighter. The color is way brighter. Yeah. Everything looks like the colors pop more, and it's OLED, so you want it to pop as much as possible, because you may not be able to see it on camera. You know, hopefully you can. But when I first got it, I was like, this screen looks worse than, you know, the Odin II screens. I'm like, why? It's OLED. And I was like, let me try Odin Tools. And download it. Sure enough, it worked. It made it more saturated. Awesome. Awesome. The best way I can explain it is when this screen pulls up, this looks like a higher blue. Again, I don't know if you can see it on the screen. A higher blue or a brighter blue than it did normally because I increased the saturation. So if you get an Odin II Portal, which again, they come with these awesome caps, which are way better, make sure to download Odin Tools APK. You can get it. It will work. Just do the same thing you did with your Odin II, increases the saturation, makes the screen look way better. I am getting the Evo. I had to return it because I had issues with it. I still want it, despite all the rigmarole. But the screen on the Evo 2, color-wise, did not look as good as my Odin II, and I'm going to post a video of that because I did benchmark scores to prove, you know, that there was thermal problems as well as like other issues with charging and Wi-Fi. Oh my god, what a nightmare. But I'm still gonna get it. I'll get it later today, if not tomorrow. And I'm going to be disappointed with the screen because once you go to this, you can't go back. I mean, these two, again, these are LCD and they still look better than the Evo screen. I still want it just to add to my collection, and because it's got really good streaming abilities. I really don't care about performance with the chipset because I'm not here to emulate everything. I think it's cool that you can emulate Switch, but Switch 2 is coming out with a suckier screen, and that's going to be something to get over too, but the games are going to be awesome until they reamp that one and make it OLED. You know how they do it. So in the meantime, it's like if you're going to stream something, you got to use a Portal. And also, the case that comes with this, because the ergonomics are not the best, they're much smaller. D-pad's bigger though. Like, look at that. It's way bigger. It's awesome. Buttons feel awesome. Way better than the... These are not bad. I mean, a lot of people don't like them, but I've gotten so used to them, they don't bother me, but they're loud. And these are less loud. And they're more comfortable because they're flatter, which is great. And the joysticks, they're the same, just taller, but better caps. If you could get these caps sold separately or on Etsy, I think A1 will be selling them too probably, but these caps are awesome. They're big, and anywhere you go, you get grip. There's grip in the middle too. I don't know if you see. Yeah, there's grip in the middle, which is really great. So the speakers also are not as good as these. I'm gonna put that out there now. They're loud, they're great, they're clear, but they're just not as good. I don't know what happened. I played with this daily. I brought this one back to life and I played this one daily, and the noise level on these two are better. They, I think, are like on the same level as this one. Steamdeck, maybe better, but maybe not. I'm not sure, but this is really good. These are really good speakers, and these are really good speakers, and these speakers are okay. They're like 10% less than this, so keep that in mind. If you have an Odin II, you can compare and do your own video about it, but they're okay. It's great because they're front firing, so you can't really be sad about it. Other than that, if you guys want comments or anything about any of these handhelds, let me know. I'm going to try to bring more videos about this stuff because I have an overwhelming abundance of high-end devices now. I have those little cheap ones from Abernathy too, but there's so many good videos out there with like custom firmware. You should follow those people because I'm not going to do that. Too lazy, got 2 jobs and just don't have time doing this on a Sunday because I have time. Or I'm sorry, Monday morning because I took off. But yeah, this is awesome. Wait for it to go on sale. That's awesome. If you can get it under $200, that's still awesome. Get it for $200. The OLED, I mean, it's still keen. Steamdeck is still keen. Not the most powerful 86 handheld, but for the price, the performance, and SteamOS, I know the Legion Go S is coming out, and that's going to be like, we'll see how that fares up to it. I was actually pretty interested in that. I don't know why they put the white model for Windows and not just put the white model 2 for SteamOS, because that would have been sick, because obviously I like the white. I do like my black devices as well. I wouldn't want this Steam Deck in the white version. I'd like it in the black version. Logitech GCloud, please come out with a V2 because you're awesome. And also the grip I'm getting for the Odin II, which was so, coming later, probably 3 weeks, who knows. See how this is like the same? It's almost like, it's crazy, but this is the same. It's the same, right? Almost the same design as the Logitech GCloud, except it's got that lower grip part to it, right? The grip on the Odin that's coming makes it like that from the videos I saw, which is awesome. So I'm excited for that. Plus this thing, come on, you need a protector. It's too big now. Like, I've dropped these two before and thank God nothing happened, but if I drop this, forget about it. I feel like the plastic's not as good. It's not bad, but it's slick. Get it in white, don't want smudges. And it's glass front. I mean, this is just waiting to be broken, and oh lord. But these two, they're built for tough falls, like, and no chips, no nothing, no breaks, nothing. I dropped this twice and nothing happened to it. Awesome, awesome. I love these two things. I would never get rid of these. I'd give them away to like a relative. That's how much I love them. But I wouldn't sell them because it's like, come on, why? These are great. But yeah, that's it. Let me know. Have a good one. Take care.